Sigma didn't just drop a new camera.
Oh, that's right.
They dropped a new lens.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm really mad about the new lens
Why is that?
because it doesn't work for me. I'm a little selfish when it comes to the lens. You want to read off the lens for us?
Yes, absolutely. It is just going to take me 1 second, and there we are. Dude, so Sigma dropped a new telephoto lens. Now, you may be wondering, why does Brandon and Jarrell care? We have the kids, and the kids play the sports.
Yes.
And the 7200 just ain't cutting it. But this Sigma 300 to 600 f4 sports lens is only $6,000, which is a ton of money. But in the world of telephoto f4s, zoom lenses is an insane price. It's a full frame lens. It goes from f4 to f16.
But
And it only is available in 2 mounts.
And those mounts are?
Not EF or RF. L mount and Sony E mount, which, bro, you could buy a Sony E mount.
I technically could buy a Sony E mount, but you're talking about I'm buying a $6,000 lens
Yes.
to adapt it.
Yes.
That is, I will boo that all day.
What are
Can
your
I
alternatives?
If I could, like, I want to see it on a Z mount.
What are your alternatives?
That's what I'm saying. It's not that I'm saying that this isn't a doable thing.
Yes.
And that I would make it work. I'm just saying, in a world where a week ago this lens didn't exist to me, and now today it does exist to me, I would prefer that it have a Z mount on it.
RF.
I know that's not gonna happen. That's a Canon problem, and I will boo Canon for that too.
Hold on.
I'm booing Canon.
Hold on. Time out. What is more likely? And you better be honest. What is more likely? Sigma has opened up and is making RF glass. What's more likely? This lens comes out RF or this lens come out in VZ?
Today?
No, I'm just saying in the future. What's more likely? Be honest.
Z.
Oh, he lying.
No. I'm not lying. I mean,
Mufasa.
No. I'm not. I'm not lying. Here's the reason why. I think if Canon was considering allowing Sigma to make this lens RF or letting Sigma make RF lenses, this lens scares Canon more than any other lens.
I will agree with you.
Because if this lens was RF, Canon wouldn't sell any more of their super high expensive RF zoom lenses. This would be the lens. This lens scares the crap out of Canon.
For the people that think I shill, I agree 100% with your point. I flipped my point. I was simply thinking that Sigma is making lenses for Canon.
Yeah.
They would be more likely to go to RF. But for people who think that I shill, I 100% agree. Canon, your telephoto lenses are too expensive. The rent is too high. It's too much. I do believe that Canon is afraid, scared of this lens.
Yeah, no, I don't see Canon. If Canon was on the fence about opening up the door to let Sigma make full frame,
this is why they don't open the door.
No, I understand that. It's bad competition.
This lens is why they do not open the door.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to happen.
Somebody's going to produce something.
Yes.
That is going to be unattainable in price. It's going to screw them over.
Yeah, Canon's biggest thing right now is that their mount is proprietary and it holds customers to having to buy their full frame lenses. Because I will tell you, I have Canon full frame lenses. It's not by choice. I'm not like one of those, I have to use the Canon lens because I'm using a Canon body. Like, no, like if Sigma made a freaking 24 to 70 that was as good, I'd throw that on my camera.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, when you see the image, you ain't gonna know what lens I was using unless I'm looking for a very specific anamorphic characteristic lens. But for just like your everyday photography lenses, I don't care.
One of my favorite EF lenses of all time, Sigma 85 1.4.
It was big,
Huge.
but it was great.
Boca-licious.
This show is terrible.
Boca-licious, bro. If you don't know about that 85 1.4 from Sigma, now, to be fair, all 85s are great, but you don't need to be spending $1,800 EF 1.2 great money.
No. So, yeah, that's just my thought. This is why the Canon's got to do something. Canon's got to do something.
Yeah, they're doing it. Not opening up the lens mount. They're actively doing it.
I will say, like, full transparency, I have not fully committed at this point to converting my Red to a Z mount. And I've had people ask me if I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Currently I'm in need of another Red camera.
Is the upgrade the same price for the Raptor and the Komodo?
It's $100 difference.
Oh, okay. So it's
basically the same though. And one of the things right now, aside from me looking at the Red and knowing that the Red team has full control from lens to sensor if it has a Z mount on the camera, is I just believe at this point that, when you think about the ability to adapt, if I wanted to adapt, right?
Mm-hmm.
If saying that I can go Sony to Red doesn't just mean Sony G Masters, because I tested this with the Sony mount on my Nikons before. This means Tamron, Sigma, like this lens that we're talking about right now, this 400 to 800, right? 400 to 800?
No, it's 300 to 600.
Sorry, 300 to 600. 400, 800 is a different lens. It's a
Sony.
That's a Sony lens.
New Sony lens, which is less than $2,000.
Yes.
That's
got a variable aperture, which is...
No, it doesn't. It's 6.3.
I thought it was 4 to 6.3.
I could be wrong. No. I'm almost... Hold on.
Double check it. But either way, the point I'm making is putting a Z mount on my Red makes me feel more optimistic about my future options, because I don't see Canon opening up their mount to third parties. But I do know that Sony is open, Leica is open, Sigma is obviously a part of that. And then obviously I'll have all the Nikon lenses. And then of course it's very easy at that point to adapt EF to PL and all that other stuff. So the Nikon mount to me, just Canon just not moving is making me want to move away from Canon and at least their mount.
Massive corrections to be made.
What?
It's not $2,000. It's $3,000.
The Sony was $3,000?
It is the 400 to 800. And it is a variable aperture from 6.3 to 8.
That's the Sony lens.
The Sony one.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. So for me, that's where it's just like the Z mount is winning over the RF mount. And it is because Canon is losing, like they're not allowing people to jump in. However, I believe if they opened it up, you would see, I think, more excitement around that in a way where then people who have Canons or use Canons, C70 users, C400 users, because I don't think anybody has a problem with Canon's cameras, but their lens selection is where they get a lot of friction, I'll say. All right, so if you enjoyed this clip, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, because we would love for you to join the community. Here, we're just a bunch of nerds who love camera gear and love talking about it every single week, which we do live at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that and you don't miss any of the other clips.